Hello and welcome back to my channel, and today we're gonna talk about some very interesting things when it comes to games and gaming in general, and specifically Ghost Recon Wildlands. As you know, I've had my hands on 3080 Ti for a whole day, and I was able to run some benchmarks for 4K in comparison to 1080 Ti and with an i5 CPU I'm running. And that got me thinking, why do people pay this insane amount of money to get these high-end GPUs? And the answer is pretty simple: because you want to play games. You want to have fun. Or you need to be more productive. You are a streamer, you are a video producer, you are, I don't know, graphic designer. Doesn't matter really. I mean, you could be an engineer and use the GPU processing power. But at the end of the day, when it comes to games, and this is what Nvidia's slogan is, frames win games, people are going to the games to be more competitive. They play multiplayer. The new Battlefield is basically a multiplayer. There's no single campaign because, single campaign is story driven. There's no competition. Very small amount of games that is first person shooters are actually co-op, apart from Division, let's say, and stuff like this, but it's basically loot and shoot like Destiny rather than an actual co-op experience where, it's kind of like Arma level of things. So I started to think, and I figured out I want to try to play Ghost Recon Wildlands in a way that I believe no one have ever tried to play this game. I'm gonna try to play this game and have fun. And it might sound very, funny for you guys, but honestly, when was the last time you actually played the game for fun? When was the last time you went into the game that you played in and out couple hundred times almost and just said, fuck it? I'm not talking about GTA 5. I'm not talking about, such open world titles which is basically online. Like Warzone, where you just go in, you drop in, you have fun. I'm talking about these canon games from, Tom Clancy, where you are expected to be tactical, you're expected to be stealthy, because it simply doesn't pay off to go guns blazing. And this is what I'm gonna try just now. I'm gonna try to play this game and have fun. Play it my way instead of following the rules, following the rule book, oh, you need to be like this, you need to have this. No, let's just go in empty-minded. I'm just gonna try to delete this game from my memory and play it kind of like the first time. So I think that's gonna be fun. And the reason why I'm deciding to do this is very simple. So even in this first mission of this Wildlands, to be honest, you are literally given already kind of an idea what you need to do and how you need to play the game. Because at the very beginning of the game, you're basically told, put on your silencers because we need to be like stealthy and stuff, and there's nothing else for you to do but to obey that. And this is exactly how Tom Clancy games work, basically, because you will know that once you go loud, you attract a lot of unnecessary attention, right? And that's not really tactical. You see that by being stealthy with a silenced weapon, it's much more beneficial because you can take out the guards and then deal with the problem at hand if there is any, rather than go in guns blazing like in Division with an LMG, and you can basically just wreck the whole enemy base or the stronghold. But the difference is, this game is not like Division, because the enemies are not bullet sponges. You don't have to level up your LMG to deal more damage. You don't have to upgrade your weapons to deal more damage. At least not in a sense as you do in Division. So I'm just gonna select arcade, and let's see what we can end up. Once we start the game, I'm gonna take off all my AI teammates because I don't see the point for them. And we're gonna try to have a little bit of fun here. And by fun I mean we're just gonna do whatever, If we will want to go silenced, we go in silenced. If we wanna snipe from a mile away, we will try to snipe from a mile away. If we wanna go in loud, we're just gonna go in loud, Let's see how far we get. And obviously I'm gonna skip this. It's very pointless. We've seen these cutscenes in and out. So let's just get this over with. Now, I know there's a very, very angry community when it comes to Ghost Recon series, specifically in Breakpoint, for reasons unknown. So let's just go and remove our teammates. Double check the graphics. We are on Ultra, 4040p, no vertical sync. And here we are again, back in Bolivia.
Time to earn your pay, people. Put on your game faces.
I tell you, I'm not too comfortable working with Pakatari and these rebels. Their kind of ideology always ends up with more bodies in the ground. What's your feeling on this op, Nomad?
End of the day, this is a revenge mission. We need to focus and get this done quick before we get stuck between local politics and the firestorm of cartel bullets. First objective, track down that Santa Blanca lieutenant so we can find Amaru.
Wow.
So, I don't know how loud is the dialogue, to be honest, because I'm playing on headphones, so the headphones kind of amplify the in-game dialogue rather than if I was using my speakers. So I was just waiting until they stop their little chats, which is weird because I'm alone, but obviously the game said if you can disable your AI teammates, it will break the game to an extent, or, you know, some dialogue options, or the missions will be harder or something like that, which is fine. So, in this very first mission, what I really like about Ubisoft is how they kind of give you a hint of the premise of the game. And let's not forget, Ghost Recon Wildlands comes after Future Soldier. And Future Soldier is arguably one of the best Ghost Recon series there is. Well, I mean, in terms of games. Of course, now we have the Breakpoint, and I have very strong feelings towards Ubisoft and Breakpoint and how it's been made and done. But I'm kind of ready to put it all behind me for now, as obviously there's better things coming, apparently. And one of the better things is answer if will there be Wildlands 2. Now, I can only speculate, and I'll explain why, because in Breakpoint we have confirmed launch of, well, a DLC expansion called The Motherlode, or Motherland, or something about that, with return of Karen Bowman. So that means that she's coming to Breakpoint rather than Wildlands, and this is very important news for those who are waiting for Wildlands 2. That's been rumored around, and I think it kind of answers your question. So now, let me just take a look at our HUD options here, so we're on the same page. So I'm gonna use the custom preset. Enemies and rebels will be off, tier points are off, and well, detection clouds are off. You know, it's just, I'm having fun, so I just figure out I'm gonna do it my way. It doesn't really matter. So let's start moving up here and let's see what my teammates will actually tell me.
Don't want to spook the target. Switch to suppressors.
So we are straight up instantly explained. We don't want to spook the target. Switch to suppressors. How about we go full balls to the walls? No suppressors. Because this is how the game tells you how it needs to be played, basically. Oh, go suppressed, go quiet. Because, you know, this is exactly how we want you to play the game, essentially. And once you start playing this game, basically the way the game is telling you to be played, you are literally missing out of the fun. Because yes, it's very fun if you can clean out the whole base, you know, very quietly. I'm not saying it's bad. It's absolutely, well, technically that's the point of this game. You're the Spec Ops in you know, behind enemy lines and stuff like this. But at the same time, once you've done all of this game, we're talking 100% completion, all map discovered, every outpost, every village shot or cleared or whatever, or you've basically done it all, it becomes repetitive as hell. Of course you have better gear, you know, and things like that, but end of the day, is it really worth it? So let's just raise some hell, see if it actually gives us, you know, so much different experience
Quédate quieto.
than before.
Here's the deal, asshole. You answer my questions, or I put a bullet in your gut and leave you to die in your own shit. ¿Lo entiendes?
Chill the fuck out, cabron. What do you want?
Amaru, where can I find him?
You serious? That's what this is about? Sure thing. He's at Atoya Farm. Go on. Then you can see what we do to people who fuck with us. People like you.
We need to get this done in a hurry. Amaru's an old man. He's not gonna last long under torture.
Shit, if they've been working on him for a while, there's a good chance he's already dead. Maybe, maybe not. Amaru is a major player in the rebel movement. The cartel will keep him alive as long as they can to find out what he knows.
We can't afford to take any chances. There's too much riding on this. Let's move.
I got a third.
Okay, so when it comes to having fun, part 2, people usually, well, at least at the very beginning of the game, if you never played this game before, they usually will come down these stairs. You will engage these guys here so you can get one of these cars.
The cartel isn't gonna wait around for us to track down and rescue Amaru.
And as you can see, the game is pushing you. It literally, no map tells you we don't have time to hang around, we need to go and rescue the Amaru. First of all, we are not on a timer. We could literally go anywhere else in this world. Physically, I could go to the salt flats in Koani. I could go to the jungles in La Cruz, or try to start my smuggling submarines mission in Caymanes. The thing is, you are already being set in a game. Game sets the pace, how you need to play it. And obviously, you see there's like, what, 4 guys here? And you know that, oh, this is not too good, because shit will hit the fan. So let's do it. Let them. Getting famous. Of course, at the very beginning of the game, you don't have any skill points, so your character will take damage, and even if we're playing on arcade, running out 1 versus 5, unless you have very quick trigger finger, you're probably not gonna win. I might be wrong, but again, if you follow this channel at any form or capacity, you would see that I've played this game in co-op, in tier mode, and the reason why I'm playing this on arcade now is because I just want to relax. You know, sometimes you just want to go home, play a game, feel like a superhero, and just, you know, and do something else, because there's no... I understand people have this feeling that they need to show off. You know, they play the hardest difficulties all the time, and obviously that's why we have the Souls games, and we have all the titles that are basically famous for it, like Dark Souls. We have Sekiro, Neo, you know, all these games, and people are very good at it. You see speedrunners literally going on the highest difficulty, finish the game in half an hour, while regular players are playing that game for, I don't know, months at the time, because they just can't kill one certain boss or something. This is not one of these games, and this is what people have clearly forgotten. Yes, you can play it tactically, yes, you can kind of play it realistically at a certain degree, once you overlook some key features that are missing from the game mechanics themselves. It's not a bad thing. I mean, you have to leave room for fantasy, because that's one of the key things of the books. Why you read the book? You read the book so you can live a fantasy. You can imagine things because someone wrote certain sentences and words and explained the plot or story. You're following the story, you're following the characters, the same as in a game. You can agree or disagree, it's not going to really change the content of the game or the book. So I would say some people just need to chill out a bit when it comes to games, and oh, this is so unrealistic. I already picked this game apart when it comes to realism, and I must say it would be a very different game if it was up to the realism, to the point where we want it to be. And as I said before, if you want a real Spec Ops realism, well, probably you need to enlist in Spec Ops, and you will see that this is probably very far away from whatever you might have discovered there. But anyway. So we need to save the Amaru. And again, let me talk about this a bit. And this is very hard for me as a long-term Ghost Recon player. I want to go silenced. I literally, without a single doubt in my mind, I just wanna come over here, like literally down here,
A lot of these Sicarios are ex-military.
ID your targets.
and pick them up one by one by clearing all of this out.
Starts. Let's go. Tango marked. He's a little close to civilians.
But the problem is, this is not fun. This is basically how the game wants you to play it. So we're gonna spice things up a bit. Now, there's one thing you kinda need to remember. If you're using an assault rifle without a silencer, it will penetrate the wall and kill the target. I found it out the hard way, so you don't have to. I think there's at least one more guy somewhere. And again, I don't know that this will gonna kick up a lot of shitstorm like, hey, this is not tactical at all. I don't know.
Weapons case over here.
Single-handedly killing all of these guys,
Awesome. We can put this to use.
unsuppressed, I would say that's pretty fun. This is how you feel like this badass, you know?
Alguien ayúdeme a salir de aquí.
Are you Amaru? What's left of him anyway? Come on, I'm getting you out of here.
So, what I've learned after playing this game multiple times as in co-op on tier 1 mode and stuff like that, that you will get used to playing this game in a certain way. You will get used to the way you engage enemies. You will
Where are you taking me? Back to your friend.
you will literally learn how to take out different missions and outposts because of the
Pick it up with insane.
try and fail ratio. But the thing is, that's not exactly fun. It's a grind. You have to go and grind it, and this is when you're starting to grind the game, it becomes boring, it becomes repetitive. And of course, there is some fun elements here where you can have this fun. You can get the chopper with rockets and just blast your way through it, and no one can actually tell you anything about it, but at the same time, if you do that, the game is over way too quickly. And as surprising as it is, if you cheese through this game like as a speed run by just killing key people or key personas to get to El Sueno, it is insanely surprising how quickly this game can be done.
Yo, got a weapons case here. I've been wanting one of these.
So I'm just gonna just paint them all brown. I like my coyote brown. Then we have skills, so I kind of would like to have a parachute. Made 500 of something, well that's great. Okay, let's extract this guy and go from there.
Are you hurt? Santa Blanca is not the most gracious of hosts.
Heads up. Bowman's file on Yuri and Pleto's coming through. That's the run I'm down on La Yuri and El Polito. They're a key part of Santa Blanca's security operation. Remember to check out
Bowman's briefing on the chain of command.
Guy in charge of security is El Muro, the Wall. Personal bodyguard and childhood friend to El Sueño. El Muro's little brother is La Plaga. Nasty piece of shit. Very active on social media. Head Sicario for the cartel.
The hunt starts now. We want Sueño, we gotta work our way up the hierarchy. First targets are Yuri and Polito. We find the intel, we track them down, we take them out.
So this is the game's hand-holding? Or you basically just... Oh, so this is what I need to do. This is what I have to, you know, achieve. But in reality, only after you play this game, you know that this is not true. And this is exactly how the game sets you up for play me this way, find the documents, get these guys first, then you move on to the next one, then you start feeling brave. Somewhere in the middle you start traveling around the map, looking for resources, looking for weapons, looking for skill points, looking for gold or star skill points, you know, just to have better abilities and whatnot. And I must say that that is not exactly the fun, because once you realize that you need the resources, you need the skill points, and you need weapon parts, it becomes a grind. Now we need to come here and find some intel.
Got another tango. Marking a captain.
Bunch of dudes. Okay.
Nomad, I've got Pacatari on the line. Sounds like he needs our help.
Put him through.
Hola, compadre. I have a problem in Itaqua, and Bowman says you may be able to help. My people need help. There have been many losses to the cartel, and the horrors inflicted by Yuri Polito have broken their spirit. The fires of revolution have almost gone out.
Spare me the rhetoric, Atari. Just tell me what you need.
There is a cartel supply convoy passing through the province soon. Capturing it would give my people much-needed supplies and restore their morale. Can you
Let me guess, it's gonna be a comms convoy.
Taking orders from Pacatari now?
Atari needs this convoy. We're gonna give it to him. The more he...
And it's a comms. You know why it's a comms convoy? Because you unlock the parachute. In case you are being too busy. If you're being too busy to actually find your own comms, they will help you. The game will literally help you to unlock the parachute, because this is one of the selling features of the game. That you can just halo into any location from a chopper or a cliff using the base jump. So they kind of need you to quickly get up to speed on how to play it, which is not bad. To be honest, I wish some games actually use this a bit sooner, because otherwise you don't even know what you can do. And a lot of times when you will go into the skill points, you will see that some of them are really, you need to grind for resources and skill points. Like later down the game you will kind of discover it more than at the very beginning of the game, but hey.
Target number 5.
Anyway, I think we've sneaked enough.
Hey, I found a Santa Blanca medal. This will make a nice souvenir.
And again, this is... I just noticed, I silently tried to take out the guys without raising an alarm, and this is exactly the mindset I would say you will need to get rid of if you want to have fun. Now, the best part to have fun, or the best way, is get yourself a friend and play this in co-op. And preferably get someone who's never played this game, which might be a bit hard, but it's possible.
He's got to know where our lovebirds are. He's sitting in the Unidad firebase. This metal has a coca plant on it. That's kind of cool.
Okay, so these guys are coming somewhere here, I guess. Let's see if we can get the shoot real quick. Because still need 5. So this is exactly how it looks like. So obviously you can scout or farm certain places, and after reload they will be back in action. But again, as you can see, these skills require 1 skill point, right? Up here is 2, 3. And the more you will go up, the more you will see that each of these trained rebels or resilience, extra sync shots, they will all start requiring more and more. So this is where you're going to be grinding. When it comes to squad, I do say squad is very good for those who've never played this game before. They will save your ass at least once until you unlock a next skill that will let them revive you twice. But for now, I can't even jump out of the chopper, so that's a bit of an annoyance. But we know that they are going here. So we can set up shop in between and take them out, so that's exactly what we're gonna do.
Bowman, this is Nomad. We're on the ground in Okoro. What have you got for us?
Okoro is the heart of cocaine production in Bolivia. The network there was built by El Yayo and predates Santa Blanca by more than a decade. When El Yayo joined the cartel and became the boss of production, he handed Okoro off to his grandson, who goes by the name El Emisario.
The emissary.
He spends most of his time outside the province, rubbing shoulders with politicians.
Hold on. Movement on the road. Looks like an Unidad convoy. I've seen troops plus a radio truck.
We can take out the convoy and turn the radio gear over to the rebels.
Well, it's not ideal, but the hindsight, we will still have our comms tools. Not 5,000 of it, 2,500 I believe.
Hey, it's me. Sorry about that.
About time. I was starting to get worried. When El Yayo joined the cartel and
Okay,
became the boss
bless.
of production, he handed Okoro off to his grandson, who goes by the name El Emisario.
So this exposition by Bowman will get on your nerves very quickly at the very beginning, and it gets very goddamn annoying the longer you replay this game. Technically, I would say just turn down the voices in the game so you can just explore in your own pace. The problem is it will eventually drive you a bit nuts because you will want to hear certain dialogues and it's basically not going to be possible. So yeah.
He spends most of his time outside the province, rubbing shoulders with politicians in Sucre and greasing the wheels for the cartel. Not really his job, but the guy's something of a charmer, and he figures this is the best way to make his grandfather proud. El Yayo lets it slide so long as Okoro continues to produce. Fact is, the network is so well established that it pretty much runs itself. El Emisario's assistant handles the rest. Get in there, gather intel on Okoro's production sites, and start fucking things up. That'll put pressure on El Emisario to come back to Okoro and get things back on track before Granddad finds out. When that happens, we grab him.
And then you go and do this, and then you go and do that, and then you do everything else in between, because why not?
Get to El Yayo.
Getting an upload from Bowman. Looks like she's got some intel on El Emisario.
So yeah. So I honestly think that I'll give it a go, and I'll try to have fun. I'll try not to be too judgmental about how, what, why, how to approach the missions, should I do it this or that way. And the reason being is you can always try to play tactically. I will say this game doesn't really explain you how tactics work, which is kinda, I understand why they don't explain, and I don't understand why they're, again, are not explaining, because if they want people to be tactical, right, you kind of need to have a quick refresher on how tactics work, at least when you're engaging multiple enemies. If you are 2, 3 or 4-man squad, who does what, where, why, and stuff like this. So at the same time, you're basically left alone for your own way how you want to approach the game, while it still dictates how it wants you to be played. So I think I can break this apart a little bit and probably just go balls to the wall, blow everything up with a C4, or sneak in, or snipe, or I don't know, take a rocket chopper and say fuck it. But end of the day, would be kind of cool to know what you guys think about this. When was the last time you played the game just for fun? Or do you have a favorite game that you always wanna kind of revisit? Or am I completely wrong and you say, hey, no, certain games are canon the way you play it. You can't change the way you play it because otherwise you're playing it incorrectly and then you are disgrace to the community. Would be nice to know your opinions on this. So for now, I'm just gonna leave it here and thanks for watching. Over and out.